When to block out the haters and when to take constructive criticism? It's a good question. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people are just spewing stuff at you and just hating on you for no reason. And it's hard to differentiate that from when people are maybe still hating on you, but they actually have a point, and you should listen to them and take that in. I'll start it off with a personal example. Me and my boy, we just took a trip. We were just at Disney World. And that's a whole other story. But we made this TikTok where there's like a fun little TikTok. We were like acting out the opening lyrics to Michael Jackson's "You Rock My World." Great TikTok. Okay, really funny. At least we thought so. We go to a private Catholic school. I think I mentioned that before. And people they're not really what's the word? Like fans of different shit. Okay, like people do not like what is not the status quo, what is not like super normal, right? And this was like a little weird. Like some people could say like it was a little corny. Like I'm even I'm even open to admit that, right? Like it was a little out there. It wasn't your normal TikTok. So we get back. We're getting shit for this in every single class. I mean, like, I don't know about him. I know he did say he was getting shit for it, but me, every single class I walk into, people are like, yo, like, that's mad weird. Like, that's, like, you're fucking corny as fuck. Like, you're doing this and that. Like, bro, everybody's like, oh, it's a bad look. It's a bad look. I don't think a single person fucked with it. And it's like, really? But it's like, at the end of the day, like, I'm kind of used to this stuff. The way I dress or the way I talk. People say, like, whatever, this and that. I'm used to people saying like, you're weird, you're this, you're that. I've learned to just kind of accept it, right? And this is gonna sound kind of corny to say too, but I'd rather like I'd rather stand out, you know what I'm saying, and have people hate on me. And I'd also rather have people talking about me too. It's like, I'd rather have you talking about me, even if it's in like, yo, he's weird, he's this, he's that, than not talking about me at all. So like, I appreciate that. Like people like I wasn't even cool with, or like not even friends with, they're coming up to me like, yo, like I saw your TikTok or whatever, and they're obviously like saying it in like a kind of passive aggressive way, like, oh, I saw your TikTok. Like, all right, I understand. But it's like, I didn't make that TikTok for them. Like, I knew people weren't gonna fuck with it, right? Like, it was just kind of a cool thing that me and my friend made. And like, I blocked that out. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I took shit from it the whole day. It is what it is. And I just drowned it out because I knew in my heart, like, I knew like that was for me. Like, me and my friend thought that was cool. And like, we did it for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we thought it was cool. Other people's opinions, like, it does not matter. Like, and when they were saying that, I was like, like, let's look at it. Like, people like, oh, you need to take that down. You take it down. And they never give you like a specific response. They never give you like a specific reason. Like, oh, you need to take that down because X and Y, or like, this is bad because X and Y. It's really just like, oh, it's weird. It's corny. Like, it's this, it's that. But it's like, what are you like hoping to gain by saying that? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you just like trying to like make me feel bad about myself? Is that your goal? Like, it's not working. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I posted it. I knew, like, I wasn't thinking in my head like, oh, this is gonna bang, like people are gonna love me because of this, right? Like, if I was trying to just like fly under the radar, I just wouldn't have posted anything at all, right? So it's kind of like, but people just don't like they don't even know why they don't like it, but they just know it's different, so they just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's kind of the thing. It's like, you have to differentiate that kind of hate from the hate I'm about to talk about. So to wrap that up, I was basically like, yeah, I get it. It's whatever. You think this way. I understand why you think that way. But at the end of the day, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I know why I made that. I still think it's cool. I understand you don't. I'm not going to take it down. I'm not going to do any of that. Like, I made it for myself. I still think it's cool. Is what it is, right? I just took the hate. And, it is what people forget about it in a couple of days. You just got to take it, right? But I'll give you another personal example. My hair. You might have noticed, actually, I've done something a little different. I feel like it comes across better on camera, but like recently, I've been getting some hate. Like the past couple months, I've been getting some hate on my hair, bro. People, that fucking Kanye sounds like, I miss the old Kanye, straight from the... People have low-key been coming up to me, showing me old pictures of myself, and it's like, first of all, like, why do y'all even care so much? People are showing me old pictures of myself, like, I miss when your hair looked like this. I miss when your hair looked like... It's like, damn, like, first of all, I didn't know y'all were in the fan club from like me from a year ago, right? But it's like, I appreciate that you care so much about my hairstyle, right? It's like, personally, I think my hair looks good. I still think I'm an attractive, good looking person, even with my hair. But when people started to say this kind of recently, I was like, damn, like, let me really think about, like, did my hair look better a year ago? You know, is my hair low-key kind of falling off, right? So I did some real self-reflection on that shit. And I kind of came to the conclusion, like, yeah, like, my hair, like, is a little, like, people were saying it, like, looks a little thin in front, like, it was like, fluffier, you know, kind of back in the day. And I was like, they're low-key right. And I'm not trying to return to my hairstyle, like, a year ago. That, like, people are saying that. I'm not really about that. Um, you know, but I was just kind of thinking in my head, like, maybe I should change, you know, maybe, like, hey, maybe I'll get a buzz cut soon. Or, like, I was looking at low-key, like, just some new hairstyles and shit that maybe I could try out. Like, it did have me thinking, right? And right now it might look a little different. I fucking got sea salt spray. I fucking went into my mom's bathroom and stole that shit and sprayed it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been trying to make it look a little better, because I genuinely, like, and people were hating. Don't get me wrong. This was not coming from a place, like, they weren't telling me this, like, hey, I think, like, your hair looked better. They were like, yo, like, you fucking ugly as fuck. Like, like, people were genuinely hating. And that part I blocked out, right? But, like, I did genuinely, like, I heard that and I took it in, and I was kind of like, wait, like, they might have a point, right? And, you know, but I genuinely thought about it. Like, if I internalized that and those people didn't have a point and I really thought my hair looked perfect, then I wouldn't have, you know, changed anything. But I did kind of listen to the hate. I didn't let it get to me, but I listened to it. You know, I think that's an important distinction between the two. You gotta hear it, but you can't let it affect you. And so, yeah, like, I've just been trying to do something a little differently, right? Like, I don't know, I might get a buzz cut soon. That might be the move, so that I can try to, like, grow some different hairstyles off of there. We'll see. But I like it. Again, it's like, it's not bad. Like, people are, don't get me wrong, people are hating on it too much. Like, it still looks good. I still look great. Okay, Vogue, hit me up. I can model for y'all still. Don't worry. It's not that serious, okay? My modeling career is still gonna fly. But it's really just all about, you know what I'm saying, just knowing. Now I'm touching my hair because I'm thinking about it, talking about it too much. It's really all about being able to just not let the hate get to you, but being able to listen to it, self-reflect on it, and be like, hey, do they have a point? Genuinely think in your mind, like, block out everybody else's opinion. Do these people have a point? Like, is what they are saying valid to a certain extent? And if that's true, then, you know, you can take their constructive criticism in and make a change for the better, right? But if it's not, like in the TikTok's case, like, I'm not going to take down the TikTok, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still think it's fire. So I'm just going to block out what they're saying, do my own thing, right? And I get a lot of hate. I don't know if it comes across in my YouTube videos, and I'll do a video on this later. I low-key want to make a video on it. People are like, oh, and again, like, I go to a private Catholic school. People are like, oh, like, you talk gay. You're this, you're that. I'm gonna get earrings soon. Don't y'all worry. I'm really gonna step it up a notch. People say that to me all the time, right? Or like how I dress, because I don't even dress that crazy too. I'm trying to up my fashion game, but it's like compared to what people dress like at my school, it's a little crazy, right? And people say it to me all the time, but it's like, so I get those complaints all the time, and it's like I never internalize that. I never like people are like, oh, you need to start acting right. You need to start acting like straighter. This, you're that, and it's like obviously it's my friends, like, to an extent, like, they are joking, like, they're still gonna be my friends, they still are my friends, but I've had, like, real people, like, real haters, like, like, real ops say this shit to me, right? And it's like, it used to affect me, but it's like, now it's like, I've kind of just realized, like, I'm still doing my thing, like, people still rock with me despite all of that, and it's like, this is who I am. Not to get too deep and emotional on y'all, this is just who I am. Like, I'm not going to change that because you're telling me to. It's like, if I was faking that, like, if that wasn't really who I was and people are like, oh, you need to stop, then I could, you know, take that in and be like, wait, they're right. Like, this isn't who I am. Let me start acting like myself. But this is genuinely who I am. So I'm not going to listen to the hate. Like, does it get annoying to a certain extent? Like, yes. But at the end of the day, it's like, you just need to realize this shit does not matter, bro. Like, it does not fucking matter. But I'm going to make a separate video on that because I low-key want to talk about that more. And I want to talk about, like, other, like, people, just, like celebrities or such, like, that are kind of, like, more feminine or this or that like, do things differently. People, like, hate on them for that. Because I think that stuff is interesting. And I kind of, like, face that a little bit. I'm not even, like, it's not even crazy for me. It's just because of, like, the environment that I'm in is so, like, radically one way. Like, if I went to, like, a normal public school, it wouldn't even be that big of an issue, but it's just because, like, I stand out way more at this school, right? I'll talk about it one day. But yeah, to wrap this video up, you know what I'm saying? I think I had a good quote earlier in the video. You got to listen to the hate. You got to think about it. You got to self-reflect. And then you got to realize, okay, in my heart of hearts, do they have a good point? If they do, make a change. If they don't, and they're just hating just to hate, and you don't think it's warranted of you to change anything, keep doing your thing. Just keep doing your thing. That's all there is to it. Second video in a row, low-key on fire. But I hope y'all enjoy. Hope I'm building a little connection with y'all, uploading more frequently. Yeah. Good night. I love y'all.